All right, everybody, welcome back to White Knuckle Racing, the podcast here for us today. So a little bit of a different format. Today, I do not have the Ruiz brothers, but I have Andrea Martis here, the owner-operator of Orlando Kart Center. So help me welcome him along. We're going to go over a little bit of kind of what's been going on in the community with karting. Unfortunately, with the last podcast, there was a local track that closed. And I believe that it's part of my job, as well as some of the other vloggers, to make sure that we encourage racers to go out to the track, because at the end of the day, the tracks do need our support. So please, I beg all of you, whatever your local track is, from Florida all the way up to the north, East Coast, West Coast, it doesn't matter. Go to their parts department. Go do a track there every once in a while. It's very important. It's very important for the business, and keep making sure that our sport continues to grow. So I have Andre here. What can you tell me a little about yourself, Andrea, about your racing experience, what chassis you like, and things like that?
Well, thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be here, speaking with you guys and with you. I've been racing go-karts for most of my life. I came to the USA in 1999 when I got back into racing in the USA. Back then, we raced shifters called K80. Scusa was a different owner. It was Janowski's brothers. They used to own it. That's how I started. And bought my first little shop called Advanced Karting back in 2000, I think it was, maybe 99. From then on, I just been going through the ranks, and all the way up to becoming the sole importer of Tony Kart, OTK, Cosmic, Vortex, and all the above. I was the only importer for USA, Canada, and the whole South America. Started the whole Rock Cup program, as some of you may know. And a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I thought it was time to leave because of personal issues, and I didn't like the way the sport was going, and didn't like the way what I was becoming. So I decided to step down. So I have a huge affiliation with OTK products, as you guys may know, because I was a soy importer. I have a great connection with the owner called Mr. Roberto Robazzi. I got invited by him, or I invited myself, and he accepted for me to race as a 51-year-old in the World Championship 2 years ago in the KZ category. I got my behind kicked, but I got to race with the best of the best, the articles of the world, and I was the second back, but I enjoyed more than when I was young and finishing second and thirds. So that's my racing background, and I love the sport.
So I think that's where people kind of sometimes can get a little discouraged with our sport, right? You go out to the track, and there's always that one guy or gal who's always a second or two ahead of the pace from everybody. And it's, it does come from hard work, right? Nobody in karting can just show up and be the fastest gal or gal on the track without hard work and without having a good team, right? But if that is you and you are struggling, just keep going to the track. Meet your local owners. Andre has a great program. You guys recently opened up a school.
Correct. Yes, So as the pandemic hit us, we had to close like everybody else. We were closed for 2 or 3 months. It hit us big time, and our sales were, and I'm guessing here, but 80+% was rental carts. And I got hit because rental car closed. Mickey Mouse decided to get COVID, so they closed down. And Orlando really slowed down. So as a business person, I decided to diversify a lot. And if you guys been to the track lately, I'm putting more garages. I'm doing drift events. I'm doing L206 events. I started with the racing school. So I'm just doing more different forms of income. So I don't rely on just one sole thing, which was rental go-karts. So our parts department has gone from maybe $45,000 in inventory to now $500,000 to be able to supply all the parts to you guys that come, and as this sport is growing, now we buy it, and we stock all the L206 parts now. As a matter of fact, after this race this weekend, we sold 3 carts, complete carts. We were assembling them today. Some are local dealers. I have to buy engines. I'm not for some reason, distributor. I have to buy from TS Racing or from, so I already a second step down, but they ran out of engines. So I was able to find here and there. I found 10 engines yesterday. So we have about 10 in stock now, but I think 4 and out today out the door. So diversifying and in racing school and more racing and I did a bicycle race as well, which was a good thing. I'm gonna have every first Sunday of the month a bicycle race. Every second Sunday of the month, I'm having the L206 races. So just diversifying, just accepting more people. And like you said in the beginning, we have to accept people and support our local store, like I support my local bike store because I know you can go to eBay and you can go to some of these places and buy a Micron for $20 cheaper.
Mhm.
But I have 2 employees. I have to pay the rent. I have to pay all this stuff. So I do carry a big overhead, and the guy on eBay doesn't. So support us, and we can move forward. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's extremely well said. Uh, sometimes you're at the track, right? You got no choice, right? If you break apart, you got to buy it. But I don't think people realize how important it is for you to go out to your local track and purchase these small items, whether it might be a $5 throttle cable, which, by the way, the prices at Orlando Kart Center are not. It, I buy a ton of stuff there. I do also get stuff from TS Racing, but if I'm there, I never feel like I'm overpaying for anything. So that doesn't mean that other tracks are not like that, but I do thank you for that as well. Um, I
And
can.
by the way, if anybody thinks they're overpaying, please come see me or Edgar. It's not our idea. Our idea is to be fair, is to charge the MSRP or the MAP price. That's our philosophy. And I don't believe in giving discounts, but I give incentives. So to some people that buy full packages or full stuff or have garages, we give some track time for free. It's what doesn't cost me anything. Is being able to help a fellow racer by giving track time or maybe a class or maybe a couple of rental sessions. So we try to help what we can. Not so much as in product because it costs me money, but as something that doesn't cost me, which is maybe track time. So we do help that way sometimes.
Okay. Now, a lot of people don't realize about a year and a half ago, maybe closer to two, there was no 206 program pretty much at Orlando Kart Center. So Orlando Kart Center has taken upon themselves to start their own 206 league, right? You added the 206 program to Orlando Cup, which I think was phenomenal. So if you're a 206 racer out there, there's no reason he's in the middle of the state, and there's no reason why you shouldn't come out and race with us. Is that correct?
That's correct. I unfortunately Ocala, which is a great track, closed. They were less expensive than we were. I mean, to enter Ocala was less money. You can go to Jacksonville for free. We charge a fee of $56 per day for practice. But again, we're in the middle of Orlando. If you look at our property price and what I pay in tax and everything, I hope you guys understand that I'm not there to scalp anybody or to make money, but we are in a premier place that my land is worth a ton of money, and I have to stay alive. I have to charge a little bit more than Ocala, which was a great track, but maybe it was worth less money, less taxes, less everything, and so that's the reason that we are a little more expensive than some of the tracks. I am a for-profit company. I need to make money. I'm not in it for the heck of it. So I'm not there to rob you, but I'm there to be an honest business person to try to make a business out of something that I have a passion.
Absolutely. And truly, it's understandable. Now, what events you have coming up, not just for 206, but for everybody in general? What do you got coming up and the dates?
So I don't know the dates exactly, but so we made a deal with the Rock program. So we have 3 Rock. It's called the Florida Rock Cup. The first race is this weekend. And the 7 winners get a free ticket to the Florida Winter Tour next year. So I'm going to follow the race, but one race is this weekend. The next race is somewhere in July, and the third race is in November, I believe. But you can go to Rock Up or my website. Then I have, like I said, every first Sunday of every month, I have a bike race, Sunday mornings. If you're a biker, like bicycle, we don't close the track. They just do it's a 1/2 an hour race for the B drivers, B racers, and 1 45-minute race for the A racers. And they pay some money out. And we did the first race last month, and it was a beginning. Every second Sunday of every month, we have exclusive L206 race. that we have the block of 5 hours to race. You were there this weekend, and I think we gave the people a lot of track time. You got
Ton of track time.
you
Like
got a good morning practice. Then you got a quick
qualifying.
qualifying lap. Show me what you have. Then it was an 18-minute pre-final and a 30-minute final. So that's what the people asked us to do, long races for the L206s, and we listened. In drivers' meeting, I asked if they wanted to do shorter but more racing, and people said, no, let's do longer. So that happens every second Saturday of every month until November. We have that. Then we have 8 races called Orlando Cup, which is put on by us, Orlando Kart Center. This is our 4th annual Orlando Cup. This year, it will be 2-stroke only because I have the 4-stroke, the L206 races on the second weekend. So it will be the same rules as SSKC, which is a state racing. You can run IM, you can run Rock on MG tires. So the first race is on the last weekend of this month. And then, again, the schedule I'm going to fumble, but there's 8 races once per month, always on the almost every time at the latter part of the month. Not exactly, I don't know the dates, but you can check our website. Then besides that, we have 2 drift events in May. Second weekend of May and last weekend of May, we have on Saturday drift events, which it's different, it's good, it's loud, it's a ton of spectators, it's a ton of money for me. The spectators pay me an entry fee, and they pay me some money. Everything's sponsored. Honestly, I was scared because I had a vision that the drifters were bad people, because it's what we see on the movies, and we see the drugs, we see the prostitution. I gotta tell you, after the first race they came, I was blown away how nice they are, how polite they are, how clean they are. They left the place absolutely spotless. I have nothing but respect for them. I think us Carters should take a little lesson from them because they left the place spotless. Yeah, and then now, as you saw, we opened the parking lot. Now we have much more parking. So I have spoken with SSKC for them to have a race this year. No date yet, but most likely we will have a race this year. I have spoken with a series called USPKS, which is the biggest series in the country. They have shown lots of interest in coming over. There's already been talks about the winter tour. So again, I diversified. I want them here. I want to make that money. I want to be in the program. So yes, so that's what's coming up in our track. And sorry, I don't have the dates in front of me, but I am underprepared.
Oh, that's fine. That's great. And hopefully for myself, I'm happy now that we're getting a SSKC event. So I think this is probably going to be one of the first announcements for it. So that's kind of some breaking news. Obviously we don't have the date, but we thank you for having it in Orlando. It's big. It's at the end of the day, you have one of the top tracks in the nation, so we should have one of the top series racing there. Maybe CKNA can reach out to you, and we can have a Grand National, 206 there. But again, that's down the road. So thank you for that. That's awesome.
So and as I spoke, right now we're making 27 more garages. We already have 52, and they're all sold out. We have a waiting list of about 10 already for 27. And so in my next plan after that is those garages that you have the big concrete walkway on top there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are a little bigger garages. They're 40 footers. You saw the garages open.
Yeah.
So now they're all empty. And my goal after I finish the garages is to somehow, somewhere make them for teams or importers to have their hub there. So teams like AM Racing and Freshad Bagar with TB Kart and even CRG, they reached out. If I give them enough room with access to the track, with the door, they can set up camp in the track and make something like they have at a South Garden in Italy, where all the teams would be somewhat based out of here, and having to be able to teach and to develop and to do whatever at the track. So that's the idea.
That's awesome. So I do have one more candid question. Looks like you cut out. Oh, you're back. So one more question before I'll let you go here. So when will we see you in a 206 event?
So my issue is the following. I'm not good.
It's okay.
I'm not bad in the shifter kart, and I'm not bad in something with a lot of horsepower, but I'm very competitive. I tried a couple of 2.6s, and because I rely on the horsepower of the shifter and then the hard braking of the shifter, I need to put in a lot of seat time, like you said in the beginning. Practice makes it perfect. So if you see me in L206 right now, I look like a beginner, and so I went to practice before. So as you've probably seen at the track, as I've seen you many times, I'm every day very busy working on the property. We went from 17 employees to 5. I don't have a handyman. I don't have a proper keeper, which all of you may know Oscar, that used to work there for many years. He moved back to Palm Beach. So today I was putting fencing up and blowing the track and doing the stuff. So I'm looking for a good handy person that can operate a bobcat and can operate a lift and is willing to get their hands dirty. So if anybody knows, I'm hiring somebody that willing to do the dirty work that needs to be done on the track. Very important. So right now that person is me. So you are going to see me in L206 before the end of the year. That's to answer your question.
Okay, so you heard it here. So again, thank you for your time today. I think this was very informative for the car community. At the end of the day, it's important, guys, get out to the track, buy some parts of the track. Even if you're not racing, show up to one of the events, right? Spend a few hours. And something that we didn't go over, these 206 events are done before 1 o'clock. So at 1 o'clock, event is done. So you have time to go home, spend time with the family, clean the car, do everything you got to do. So I think that's also really important. Not that you waste the day, but at least you still have the afternoon to get things done that you want to get done. So
and please register on the site.
Yes, I learned my lesson. So go on site before the event. I now understand why it's so important. As somebody that I should know. I should know better. To be honest,
it makes our life easier. Now we don't have as many employees, so it just it cuts down on one employee on the race day. That's what it does. So
all right, Andre. Thank you so much for your time today. Everybody, don't forget, all of our social medias will be at the bottom, both YouTube channels. Hit the subscribe, Jam Racing as well. Make sure you go follow Orlando Kart Center. So they have a really awesome Instagram page and Facebook page. And again, thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Great.